G'day, Doug back again, and today we're looking at the update to the Streamlabs app on iOS. What's it called these days? Streamlabs Mobile? Streamlabs Live? Streamlabs Stream Live? They keep changing the name. Tell me in the comments below, what's it called? I think it's Streamlabs Stream Live, but yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. But what we see today on the update that came out a couple of days ago is just a new overhauled UI. Now, there's no new features to the app. They've just overhauled the AI. So we're going to go look through at the AI and what you can do and how to find the things that you're looking for in the Streamlabs app. And don't fear, Android lovers out there. I will be covering Android for Streamlabs very soon. I've got my Samsung ready to go for you guys. One thing to note though for you Android people is that the Android app has not been updated since February of 2020. So it has been a while. So hopefully if there's an update coming soon, we can cover the update rather than the existing app. So we'll see. I don't know if they're putting something new out. Maybe if you're from Streamlabs, you can let me know in the comments below or reach out to me. You've got my number. Anyway, let's head on over to my iPhone and check out the UI changes. Here we go. First thing you can see there on the desktop of my phone, basically, my iPhone, it's an 11 Pro Max, but there we are. They've overhauled the icon. It's it's a slighter, lighter shade of green, of the green that they use for Streamlabs, and there's no more white around the goggles. It's just a plain black and green icon, but still recognizable, you must say. So let's get into the app. Let's click on this. Okay, we've just opened the app, and the first thing you can see here is the UI is a little bit different. Now you can see the thing that strikes us the most is these two white borders left to right, and the reason for that is because the video that's going out is 720 or 1080p depending on your settings. So that's a 16:9 ratio. Now an iPhone screen is not 16:9, so you're going to get those white borders. So these are just the fillers to fill the screen. One thing they probably could have done, or maybe think about, is maybe certainly on the right hand side here, is putting some controls over there rather than just having them look white with some squiggles and dots on them. But that's the first UI. So let's look across the screen. You can see we're using a particular green. It's a different green again from the Streamlabs logo, but that's neither here nor there. Left to right, we've got the flip, which is right next to the chat enabled sign. That flips from the front and back camera. Next, you've got the mute button. Now, whilst I'm screen recording in the manner that I am, this mute button is not going to do anything when I tap it. All it is going to take that as me tapping the screen to hide and unhide the UI, which is basically what happens. In the middle, go live button. The chat on and off. While it's green, the chat is on. While it's black, the chat is off. Similarly, the event list, which opens up from the right hand side. When I click on that, that opens that up. And that gives me a bit of a list of some recent things that have happened on my channel in regards to Streamlabs and how it's linked up with my channel to show alerts. I can hide that again, so I can go in there and trigger stuff during the stream if I wish. Alright, let's get to the nuts and bolts. Let's head into the hamburger menu, which you can see right there. Tapping on that, and you can see, first of all, it's bright white. This is new. It's white. You might be used to the darker motif of Streamlabs, so don't you fear. If you scroll down to the bottom here, you can go dark mode. You can see the sun icon. Tap on that. Turns it to the moon icon. So we're in dark mode. And we have a set of buttons here. The first button you see is Go Prime. Take your stream to the next level. This is for Streamlabs Prime. So if you're not signed up for Streamlabs Prime, it's going to want you to join at $399.99. For yearly, or $40.99. Now, I believe those are Australian dollar prices because that's where I am in Australia. You can click the button on, pick one and click Join Prime, or for an in-app purchase, or there is an option right there that says Learn More About Prime. So you can click on that, and that will tell you about the features, which for mobile, the ones that are going to help you are probably multi-stream, removing the watermark. You get access to the merch store features that are on the main website, and themes, apparently. I'm not sure how themes work with mobile because I haven't checked that out. That's fine. And much more, but you can explore that at your own leisure, of course. The main set of buttons across the middle, account settings, self-explanatory. That is you being linked up to the platforms you want to stream to. My Twitch, my YouTube, you can see my Facebook is all set up. And I can also hook up a custom RTMP server if I so wish. And back out of there. Disconnection protection, you can see that button has the prime yellow instead of the green, which means it's a prime feature. So if I click on that, it's going to have the toggle switch grayed out and basically want me to buy prime to use that feature. I've talked about the disconnection feature in previous videos. The stream settings is all about the quality of your settings, your audio, your resolution, your frame rate, your bit rate, and the events list is basically an option to allow what things you want to show up in that events list that we opened up on the main page. So I can turn them on or off, as you can see by tapping. And we'll go back out to the alerts, which is this one here. This is similar to the other one, but this is saying what alerts you actually want to show up on the screen in the alerts widget if you're using it. The X takes you back out to the main screen, but I could have just hit the back arrow and ended up back at the main menu. One more button, the big long button at the bottom, go to advanced mode. We click on this, we get a few extra buttons. The two main ones are the two on the left, the screen capture, the editor. It moves the streaming one to the bottom. Another button to take it back to simple mode. And the remote control. The remote control, real quick, is just a legacy from the old app where the remote control was included. It's not here. It's redirecting me to the App Store to download the remote control app, which is separate. That is to remote control Streamlabs OBS, if you don't know. Two most important buttons. The editor. The editor is where you set up the things that display on your screen. So if I go to that now, you can see I currently have the Streamlabs watermark, which cannot be removed. If I tap on that, there's no option to remove it. If I want to remove it, I've got to pay Prime. That's the Prime feature. So you got to put up with it. Little trick in a second. The alert box is there. I can go to layers. You can see those two items are in the list. I can move these around to say what's on top and what's on the bottom. I can click the plus to add more. I can add another widget. I can add an image from Streamlabs. If I've uploaded images to Streamlabs, I can pick that. A label from Streamlabs or a custom item. Now, custom items are a URL from outside of Streamlabs. So it could be like Stream Elements or Nightbot or whoever has browser source plugins that you want to use. Upload an image from device. So that's from your camera roll. You can go and pick an image, which I'm going to do right now. And custom text is where I can go in and add text. And now I have more features where I can pick a font. I can pick the font size, the font color, and whether the background color is transparent or whether it's on some sort of block of color. I'm going to back out of that. I don't want to add text right now. And as we back out, the image I added is full screen. We're going to try and reduce that down now. That was my current subscribers a few days ago, but now I am over 5,100 subscribers. Thank you very much. I recently hit my 5,000 subscriber milestone, so thank you those who showed up in my live stream on the Saturday. I stream usually around 8 a.m. Eastern on Saturdays, right an hour before Nimmin Live, and we just do a Q&A and we hang out. Sometimes we even check out channels, but I digress. Now what you can see here is I've put this little icon over top of the Streamlabs watermark. So you can hide the watermark by putting an image over top of it, okay? That's my tip for the day. Let's get back out of here and finish the roundup for you. The screen capture button to the far left. This is the most important button for you if you are streaming a game or something from your desktop and not using the cameras on your device. You're instead streaming your screen. I always have trouble saying that, don't I? Let's click on that and ask me where do I want to broadcast to. The option for multi-streaming, which of course is a Prime feature, but then I can select the platform and I have Twitch or YouTube. Now I've just tapped on Twitch. No, I didn't. I tapped on YouTube, and what I can do here is I can go persistent, Doug from the future here, just letting you know that the app has since been updated to remove the persistent option for YouTube. YouTube have deprecated it, so now Streamlabs have removed it in a recent update. An active event, which is an event that's already going that maybe I lost my connection, I want to jump back into that same event. An upcoming event is something that I've scheduled in advance. It's already scheduled on my channel. I can go and pick up that scheduled stream and get ready to start streaming to that actual event. Or I can create an event from scratch. Picking any of these options is the most important thing you need to do before you go ahead and hit the screen share option and then pick Streamlabs as your destination, because if you don't have this set up, it won't have anywhere to send your stream. If I want to create an event, I can click on that and it'll let me put the title, the description, set my option to public, private, or unlisted. Now at the bottom here you can see there's a button that says tutorial. What that means is if I click that, that's going to tell me more about the screen broadcasting feature and how to get that activated. So that's going to walk me through the process. It's a 3-step process. I can click next, go to control center, make sure that I've got the screen share option. I've done a video on it before. The process hasn't changed at all, so go check that out. I'm going to back out of here now. And then if I pick Twitch instead, obviously the only option is to stream to the main channel, so you can just go through and set up that accordingly, give it a title and a description, and away you go. You can go then and stream your screen to Twitch. If you have any other destinations set up, then you can go ahead and do that as well. One thing to note there, where I was trying to click the X doesn't work. You have to click the back button. Now when I get here, I can X out. So it's just a UI change. You don't want to be looking for any new features in here. There's no new features apart from turning it from dark mode to light mode, and just a different look of the layout. And when you first come in, it's going to look like that. Then you can go to advanced mode if you want to get to the screen capture options and the editor, which you probably want to do at some point, particularly the editor. And there's a little support button there, which will give you the about information. The current version that I'm showing you is version 3.0.3. And the one last thing I'd like to share with you is you might see in all the screen shares here that there's a green dot. I'm going to go back to the main screen because you can still see it. Now that is where the front-facing camera in the notch of my iPhone is, and that's where it's sitting, just next to the notch. Now what that means is, in iOS 14, it means that this app is using your camera. So it's a little reminder to you that if you see the green dot, it is recording. It might be recording you, or it's at least on and feeding that feed to the app that you're in. So anytime you can see if an app is basically looking at you. Now if you see an orange dot, it means that your audio is possibly being recorded, or your mic is open to that app as well, in a similar way to the camera. So that's just a little bonus piece of information, as we've just had iOS released in the last few weeks from when I'm recording this video. So that's a recap of where everything is in the new user interface on Streamlabs Streamlive app in iOS as of the end of September 2020. If you have any more questions about Streamlabs Streamlive, particularly for iOS and the UI changes, let me know in the comments below. I'll endeavor to answer anything that you've got there. And don't you worry, as I mentioned at the top of the video, you Android people, I've got content coming for you real soon in regards to Streamlabs Streamlive on the trusty Android device. Well, thanks for joining me. This has been Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'll catch you later.
Subscribe to Doug Hewson YT for more tech for content creation.